Derringers have seen some dramatic use on film, from backstabbing evildoers to quick-drawing anti-heroes. This is a firearm with significant history behind it. It also has somewhat of an ambiguous classification beyond its original design, introduced in 1825, with many people inaccurately referring to a whole host of small handguns as Derringers. So let's take a look at this prolific firearm, along with some of the films it's been featured in.
This is it.
The original Derringer, and probably the most infamous, was the Philadelphia Derringer, developed by Henry Derringer and introduced in 1825. It was a muzzle-loading cap-lock, single-shot pistol designed specifically to be small and concealable. 15,000 Philadelphia Derringers were made, and on April 14th, 1865, this firearm would be forever known as the weapon that killed Abraham Lincoln. After the assassination of Lincoln, the name of the Philadelphia Derringer was misspelled during reporting on the incident, and the term Derringer, with 2 R's, quickly became a generic term for any small handgun that was neither a revolver or semi or fully automatic pistol. For the last 150 years, dozens of distinct firearms would be classified as Derringers.
It's tiny.
It's a Derringer. John Wilkes Booth used one to assassinate Abraham Lincoln.
When John Wilkes Booth assassinated President Lincoln with a Philadelphia Derringer, he did so at point-blank range. He knew these weapons could be unreliable, underpowered, and had a chance to misfire. The depiction of the assassination and the accurate use of the Philadelphia Derringer is shown in numerous films. There is the less serious National Treasure, Book of Secrets, The Conspirator, which follows the events of the assassination and investigation afterwards. Killing Lincoln would be the best documentary drama, narrated by Tom Hanks, that thoroughly explores the events before and after the assassination, including many of the relevant characters involved. Philadelphia Derringers are accurately shown in all these productions. If you want to see silly ahistoric use of a Philadelphia Derringer, try the film Black Dynamite, featuring Richard Nixon and the ghost of Abraham Lincoln.
And now, Black Dynamite, you must die.
If I get over it, I will have revenge.
For portrayals of Lincoln on film, nobody beats Daniel Day-Lewis, besides maybe Milhouse.
Now to soothe my head with an evening at Ford's Theater. Oh no! John Wilkes Booth!
After the assassination of Lincoln, Derringers became increasingly popular in the Wild West and abroad. Designs from Colt, Kristen Sharps, and Remington were popular and prolific. More barrels were also added to these weapons to help mitigate their unreliable use. Many Derringers were even sold in pairs for this reason.
Talk my ass. It's a jungle out there. If that don't work, I piss on them.
In the film Wild Wild West, you can see the use of a Colt 4th model Derringer with a wrist spring device, similar to a holdout device you might see used by card players. This is an interesting device, popular in movies, and obviously can make for a great scene. In practice, there have been numerous designs throughout the years that replicate this quick draw function, but absolutely none of them were practical or safe outside the world of fiction.
And cursing, he reached for his pistols and would have killed him, but the duck was faster, and hot lead blazed from his smoking 6 guns.
The Derringer does undoubtedly lend itself to being holstered or secured to a number of hidden places. It certainly wouldn't be unusual to see them strapped to legs or boots, or secured to the wrist so one can draw their Derringer with the opposite hand. This would be a lot more comfortable than wearing anything spring-loaded down a sleeve.
Bigger. If I bury this muzzle deep enough in his back, nobody will hear the shot.
Careful, Buford. You ain't got but one bullet with that.
I only need one.
One interesting and effective Derringer that was found in the Wild West was the Sharps Derringer. They are unfortunately a rare thing on film, though they can be found in more than one Sherlock Holmes movie.
Make it count.
These Derringers have what is called a pepper box design, with an ingenious revolving firing pin, allowing the Derringer to fire 4 shots from 4 different barrels.
You said to pick something I was comfortable with.
You're right. I did say that.
Along with the Philadelphia, the most common Derringer you'll see on film is the Remington 1866, also known as the Remington Double Derringer and Remington 95, depending on the date it was manufactured.
No, this and Max.
This firearm had a long production run, between 1866 and 1935. Remington 1866s are very distinct, with their double barrel design, further showing up customized more often than not on film. The Remington 1866 held 2 low-velocity rounds, which traveled about half the speed of a modern .45 ACP. Like all classic Derringers, this was a short-range weapon.
Oh, you were expected, all right.
Modern Derringers have come a long way in manufacturing standards, improving range and accuracy, particularly when it comes to types of ammunition that can be used. The Cobra Derringer shows up frequently as a stand-in for the 1866, looking similar but was introduced in 1982. In Django Unchained, a modern Cobra Big Bore fills in for the 1866, but is designed to fire the .38 special round.
Now you can get the Martian.
Another modern Derringer, modeled after the 1866, is the Bond Arms Derringer. They tend to produce some of the higher quality and fanciest Derringers on the modern market. Another modern Derringer that pops up on film is the Cop 357, which is a 4-shot Derringer that was once intended to be a backup weapon for police officers, though it wasn't well liked by police personnel. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this quick overview on several Derringers on film. Have a great rest of your day.